We're going to run over to our... Oops. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 32 of the Let's Play World. I've got two things that I want to accomplish today. First, as you may remember, I got these cool wings, and so since I can't wear a chest plate with the wings, I think we're going to change up our armor and our look a little bit. Second thing is, because we got these wings, I have access to a lot of paper, but we're going to need a lot of gunpowder, and that means we're making a creeper farm. For a while now, I've been doing the netherite chest plate, netherite boots, gold leggings, and I think we're going to switch that up a little bit. Man, I've been going through anvils like crazy. I think we're going to throw some of this netherite around here. Let's go ahead and make our Silk Touch pick netherite. Let's go ahead and make our new leggings netherite. Go ahead and make our axe netherite. And our shovel. All right, we are dealing with premium gear now. So let's talk about a creeper farm. There's basically only two things you really need to know about creeper farms. One is they are a little bit shorter than you are, and the other thing is you can use water or you can use cats. So what do I mean by that? Well, zombies and skeletons are exactly as tall as we are. They are 2 blocks tall, and you can see this zombie fits perfectly in that 2-block gap. Creepers are a little bit shorter, so if you use a trapdoor to reduce that space, zombies and skeletons can't spawn here, only creepers. The second thing to know is there are 2 ways to move mobs. One of them is water. The second way, in the case of creepers, is cats. If you understand those 2 things, you can pretty much design your own creeper farm. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this space. We're going to design our own creeper farm today. So we are going to build a cat-powered variety of creeper farm, and I'm trying to figure out where I want to place it. I know it's going to go between the cow farm and the honey farm, but I'm not sure exactly where I want to place it. So let me play with this a little bit. So this is where we're going to put it. A little closer to the honey farm than the cow farm, and set back just a little bit so we have this nice green space in front. So when you're kind of freestyling a farm, the first thing to think about is, what's the bottom going to look like? Because if we just start building, all of a sudden we're going to be like, oh shoot, I wish I would have put a collection area. I wish I would have put a entrance so I could get at the stuff. So always start, with the bottom. So I want there to be 3 chests where I can collect the gunpowder drops. And then above that, we're going to have probably like a minecart collection system that will load into the chests. So this is essentially where the minecart would be. A minecart is 1 block tall. So that means that our killing floor would be here. We'll probably use like magma blocks or something like that. So our farm is going to start there. And then this is all going to be collection and sorting. So if these are going to be our magma blocks, creepers are 2 blocks tall. So this will be the first level for spawning. And let's see, we're going to do some sort of facade so we don't have to look at cobblestone. I'm going to make platforms that are 11 across and 7 deep. And I think I might make maybe 5 of them. We'll see how they go. So the reasoning with a 7 by 11 platform is the cat is going to sit right here where this torch is. And creepers, when they are near a cat, they'll run for about 6 blocks. So we will be able to get them to run off this edge by putting some trapdoors here. And this is still too close where they're not comfortable hanging out here. So even if we have a wall here, they're going to want to move away. We put one more block here, they'll just sort of camp on it. And so this I found in testing was just about right. We talked about how we're going to make this space a little bit shorter than 2 blocks so that skeletons and zombies won't be able to spawn there. The only other thing we need to think about is spiders, because they obviously are a lot shorter too. Spider needs a 3 by 3, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 area in order to spawn. So if we block part of that, then like this area here, there's no way for a spider to spawn there. And if we look at these 3 blocks, block that one, now there's no way a spider could spawn there. See here we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll do the same thing. So now there's no way it can spawn there. Same deal here, we'll block off those 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Only 2 there. So this should be spider-proof. There's no 3 by 3s anywhere in here. I'm going to put some torches in here just so we don't accidentally create a mob farm prematurely. So I ran over to the village over where we originally spawned and I found a couple more cats. So these are going to be the 2 cats that are going to fill up our entire creeper farm. I suppose we should probably come up with names for these guys. All right, you are the baby cat. Follow along. Hopefully it'll just teleport up to me. There we go. Pretty close. Okay, you sit there. So I wanted to get the cat in here first because once you put trapdoors on the ceiling, it's really hard to move around in here. You just have to constantly crouch. And yeah, cat wrangling and all that is not a good time. We're going to put trapdoors along the front here as well. And that'll trick them into walking off the edge. So then we basically just kind of rinse and repeat. All right, so I've got 5 floors in. I've got a cat on each floor. And basically what will happen is in this space here, because there are trapdoors all over the ceiling and there are carpets every so often, the only thing that'll be able to spawn in this space will be creepers. There's going to be a wall on these 3 sides, and so the only place the creepers will have to run is this way. Now there's a couple of trapdoors here and here. And the thing about mobs and trapdoors is they don't understand if these are like this or if they're like this. So when you have trapdoors, they assume they can walk across this, and then they will walk off and fall down there. I've put carpet over here because I want them to believe they have somewhere to go, but I don't want things spawning on this side. And that's basically the way it's going to work. Last step is to surround this so that it's nice and dark in here. We'll get rid of the torches and then create a collection area. Creepers are just about 2 blocks tall, so we'll say that we'll have them basically fall down here. And then at this level is where we will have our magma, which means we'll have minecarts here, and then the minecarts will sit on top of this block. We want to put our minecarts in first because it's really difficult to put minecart track down underneath something unless you want to crawl through that little one gap space. So we'll lay all the track down, then we'll put the magma blocks above it. All right, so we got the track laid down, and I'm going to try and figure out how to work in some sort of unloading system over here. Okay, so we've got something that's basically just like what's up in the smelter. Carts will come along and they'll stop here. This little system will detect if stuff is flowing through this hopper, and once stuff stops flowing through the hopper, it'll send the cart back on its way. That way we can pick up all the gunpowder. So I think I have an idea of what materials I want to use. I'm just not sure exactly of what the design is going to look like. So I'm going to play around a little bit and see if I can come up with something here. Okay, I think I'm starting to figure it out. So these are kind of the colors I'm thinking about. And yeah, let me play with this a little bit more. Okay, I've had a total change of heart here on the colors. So I tried out this, which I didn't hate, but I just didn't feel really strongly about it. My main motivation with the color palette was, we have a red building over here, yellow building over here. I wanted it to be a cooler color, so I immediately went to the blue because we have a dark blue, we've got some magenta and purple, but we don't have any light blue, except maybe the light blue terracotta, but that looks more purple to me. And then I realized really the only green we have is our zombie farm way, way over there. So creepers, green, why not? So this is what I've come up with. I use spruce on the bottom here because spruce has a nice green tint to it, and I thought it mixed nicely with our materials. I tried mixing these a little bit, so I had kind of a staggered gradient, and it didn't look very good. So instead I just did green concrete, then green wool, powdered green concrete, and then lime green terracotta. And I think that looks pretty sharp. It kind of stretches the building out a little bit, adds a little bit of a gradient. I only have the one side done so far, and I haven't done anything with the interior yet, but at least we have a plan now. Gonna put a hopper minecart on here so we can get that going. See here, if I put it in there and then I hop on the track. On the track, please. There we go. Give it a push. There we go. So that guy's just going to go back and forth underneath the magma, and whenever it gets full, it'll be stopped by this circuit, and we could probably even test that out. Let's hop up there. And if I just throw this stuff on the tracks, it'll pick it up, and it should stopped. I made a mistake here with my hopper placement where I had it facing down into the next hopper, etc. And this hopper, it needs to have a bend in it because if it just goes straight down, the items flow through too quickly and the comparator can't sense it. If there's a little bend in it where it has to stop and then change direction, it lingers just long enough that the comparator will be able to sense that. So I'm going to make that adjustment and then we'll give this thing a shot. Okay, we've got it all wired in now, and if I was to throw some items on the track here, it was this stuff. Pick them up, and then it should stop here. There we go. Perfect. And strip all of these guys. Let's see if I can tunnel up through the side here and remove those torches on each of the levels, and then we should be able to try this thing out. So the way mob spawning works is mobs will not spawn within 24 blocks of a player, so that, you know, they're not just appearing right in front of you, of course. Between 24 blocks and 128 blocks, that is where mobs will spawn. So where I'm standing right now, 128 blocks in all directions, mobs could spawn. That includes up and down. So what we want to do is we want to get way up in the air, and that way we won't be loading all of the blocks and caves and everything underground. The only place that mobs will be able to spawn is in our farm that we built. So if I did my math right, that means I need to go up to about level 196. And that way, if we were to draw a big old sphere around me, the only thing that would be in it would be our little farm down there. 196 is much, much higher than you think it is. All right, I think, let's check it out here. 196, perfect, right on the nose. So you might be saying, hey Todd, I thought you said you only needed to go 128 blocks. Well, that is true, but where the grass is right there, that's at level 64. Keep in mind, bedrock is level 0, so ocean level, sea level, that's about 64. So we need to go 128 blocks away from that. So that's why we're all the way up here at 196. I'm going to build a little platform here, so we have somewhere to stand. And that way we don't have to leave this big old tower of netherrack. We can just fly up here if we want to load the farm. And hypothetically right now is perfect because it's sunny and the mobs can't spawn in the light. It's dark inside of our farm, and so that's probably the only place right now where mobs could spawn. So I'm going to hang out here for just a little bit, and then we'll fly down and we'll see how our farm is doing. I've basically spent an entire Minecraft day up here. One thing that's interesting is no matter what elevation you're at, the horizon is always still the horizon. So the sun is setting, and over here we can see the moon rising, even though we are quite high up in the sky. So let's go ahead and see what our farm did while we were up there. I can hear him. Well, the gunpowder is rolling in. Somehow we managed to get a spider still. That's interesting. Very cool. I think that's going to serve us just fine. Let's go ahead and fly back up there and get rid of this big ol' column of netherrack. And let's see if I have the skills to land on here. I do, thank goodness. So I did a little replay thing so I could peek inside the farm, and the creepers, they spawn pretty fast. I figured out the spiders are counting the trapdoors as a block, and so there is essentially a 3x3 right along the edge. So if I was to move the carpets one block closer to the edge, I think that's going to remedy that. So I got in there and I moved the carpets to see if that would solve the spider problem, and it looks like it definitely did. I think I'm going to finish the exterior and start working on the interior between episodes. Between that creeper farm and our sugarcane farm, I think we've got all the rockets we're ever going to need, and that's pretty exciting. Thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along in the adventure, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.